Well, as the weather begins to heat up in Arizona, so does the risk for these lovely creatures, the rattlesnakes and rattlesnake bites. In fact, March through October is the busiest time of year for rattlesnakes in our state. So it's important to know what to look for and what you should do if you're ever bitten by one. So joining us now to talk more about this is Brian Hughes with Rattlesnake Solutions. Brian, thanks for being with us. You guys are the experts, you're the pros. Are you already getting calls? Because we're getting up there in temperature.
Well, we're getting a few, but this is kind of the way it goes. Even though the temperatures might be a little warmer now than in other years, there's kind of a schedule here. So while today wasn't especially busy, about 2 weeks from now, we expect things to get a lot busier.
So these guys, I mean, they're out there. They're not in plain sight. They like to hide. Where will you find them?
So if you're a hiker, then you can expect to see them on trails, especially if you're passing through washes or rock piles. They're not really ready to leave their dens and go searching, but they are kind of moving around. For homeowners, a lot of times that means that you can see them around your garage or an old shed. If in that situation, they've already been there for months, but this is them just kind of coming out and, I guess, stretching their legs, for lack of a better term, and getting a beat on what spring's going to be like.
Yeah, and they're hungry, right? So they've been under there for quite a while, and then it starts to warm up. They come out, they're looking for food, and these guys, they kind of feed on rodents and stuff, right?
Yeah, so they're looking for mice, rodents. They're also thirsty. We don't get a lot of rain here even in the winter, so they're going to start traveling around. They also have a lot of rattlesnake social activities they need to do. Spring is one of the mating seasons that they have. It's where the male rattlesnakes square off to see who's the toughest rattlesnake in an area. So there's a lot of reasons that they're moving around a lot, and that's going to be primarily or peaking through March and early April.
If you run into one of these guys, what's your risk of getting bitten? Is it pretty common for them to attack you? I know they're smart creatures, right? So they want to survive.
Yeah, if you see a rattlesnake and you don't go over there to intentionally pick it up or play with it or kill it or do anything, there is no risk to you. You have to go over and do something. That doesn't mean that people can't step on them on accident or get surprised by them, but the numbers on those are really in your favor. So if you see a rattlesnake out there, it's really up to you whether that's a danger or not.
Yeah, Brian, we're looking at a photo right now from you guys. I think you posted on Instagram. There's one kind of hiding on someone's doorstep. They got a food delivery, and this guy's just like camped out, waiting. I mean, what happened with this?
Not much. I guess the food got cold. All right, but this is actually a really common scenario, and something that's notable about this photo is there's that little statue there. So if you have one of those covered patios, which are really common in the Phoenix and Tucson areas, if you have pots or statues in the corners like that, you might want to consider getting rid of them or at least pulling them back. And that's why that snake is there. It's a great little hiding spot. So it looks really exciting. The homeowner saw the snake. I don't think the delivery guy did. And she just waited until we went and picked it up and hopefully microwaved that and got dinner.
Yeah. Nobody was harmed. Maybe the food, but that's it. If you do get bitten by a rattlesnake, I mean, your best bet is to go to the hospital, right? But what do you do what can you do initially, right away, to protect yourself?
So it's an internal injury. You're being poisoned inside. So there's really nothing that you're going to do meaningfully outside. Call 911 immediately. Don't try to drive yourself or do anything like that, and do everything that they say. And in the meantime, try to stay calm. Remember, you're going to survive. In Arizona, this is something that the hospitals see often enough, even though it's not a huge number, that death is really off the table almost always. So you're going to get a good story out of it and a big hospital bill. But you'll be okay in the end.
All right. Brian Hughes with Rattlesnake Solutions. Don't touch them yourself. Call Brian. They'll do it for you. Thanks, Brian. We appreciate it.
Thank you.